Well, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to remove some old product and do an e-fine manicure and basically do a rebalance. And I'm starting out with removing the old product, and I'm using my green abrasive ceramic bit here, and the speed on my e-file is about 25 to 30,000 RPMs. And I'm just removing bulk from this old design. As you can see, this was a glitter fade, and I faded that into some polygel that also had glitters inside it. So yeah, I'm just removing that and removing any lifted parts. You will see here in the side here, I switched to my tapered bit. When using this bit, it's easier to get down into smaller, tighter areas, and you file only on the product that is still attached to the nail. The product will usually easily flake off, but I used my cuticle pusher here to remove it. So I do that to all the nails, and after this has been done, I go in with my electric file manicure, or Russian manicure if you will, and you will see how I do that, but only a small part of it though, because this video will be long if I include every single minute of this design. So yeah, I also buffed the nails that are exposed, and I go in with a wooden cuticle pusher and slightly separate the cuticles from the nail plate. That way it's a lot easier to remove the dry and keratinized skin from the hyponicum with the e-file. So yeah, I do that on all my nails, and then I go in with this flame bit. I just gently let it glide over the surface, and while it's doing that, I can easily also remove any sticky cuticle that is still attached to the nail. And my e-file speed is about 25,000 rotations per minute, I think, thereabout. It depends on what bits you're using and what your skin type is, and so on. And I'm also always using only my flame bit to do everything, like you see. And when I'm doing it on myself, I flip my handpiece upside down and I lift the cuticles even more up. And when I'm doing that, you're not supposed to touch the nail plate. You're only working on the skin here. And lifting it up, it will also almost automatically separate the dry skin from the living tissue. But this is also so very satisfying to do. I think I would have peeled away all the skin all the way down to my knuckles if I could. But yeah, you see, I like to remove as much as I can. But of course you can stop wherever you want to stop. It's actually also not necessary to remove the skin at all, just as long as it is lifted up from the nail plate and not touching any new product that you put on. So it's all optional if you want to do this type of manicure or not. So I'm using some alcohol to clean the nails and clean away the dust. And it is time for some product application. I'm going to use Madame Glam's primer and base. So yeah, just go in and apply the primer to the exposed nail plate. And this primer should not touch the skin. And then I go in with the base gel. You could try to almost rub it into the nail. A thinner application actually gives better adhesion to any new product. So yeah, and of course, if you get something on your skin, wipe it away. And after this has cured, I will be using Madame Glam's Shimmer Nude Gel, I think, for the rebalance part. So I'm applying a relatively thick coat as the slip layer. And after I have applied this to all the nail, I go in with a thicker bead and I apply this close to the cuticles, and I just rotate my brush in small circles to push it closer to my cuticles, and then guide it from side to side, almost onto the apex area, I guess, and then I just brush it very thinly over the rest of the nail. And you can see I touch my sidewall skin, so clean that away with something sharp before you cure it. And I also go in with a little bit after I have cured the first layer, just so I have enough product to file or smooth out after with a file. And I do not have any more footage from this infill part of the video, so I'm so sorry. But here they are after I have filed them and shaped them. I did not like my thumb. It looks too wide, or it's more like a square, and the rest of the nails are more slightly tapered, I guess. So I end up filing that into an almond later on. You will see that. And I will be starting out with this yogurt gel. And I'm applying 2 thin layers to my ring finger. You can see that it does not cover at all the glittery part, but it will after 2 coats. And this is the cateye gels, so I will also activate the magnets after I have applied it. And then I cure it. And I'm going in with this green one from Xeijayi. Is that a name? I do not know. I haven't researched how to pronounce this name, but this gel is so beautiful. It has these glittery parts in it. So this is how I pulled out the magnet for this nail. I will show it later on. I will do the same to my index finger. So I'm going in with these 2 pink gel polishes. This one is from Glam, as you saw. It's a very pale pink one. It's an old cateye gel, but I have it, so why not use it? Well, I just fade it slightly towards the tip, because here I'm going to do a fade between the green and the pink. And this has very few magnets in it, I think, because I can almost not see any movement at all, but it gives the gel polish a slightly lighter color. And then I go in with the yogurt gel again, sorry, and fade that up. And I also activated. It was not necessary, but I did. After this has cured, I go in with the Xeijayi pink magnet gel polish and fade that over the green again. And I do the same on the next step. I take the darker green and fade that over the pink again. So that gives you a very good fade. Well, I'm just going to let you watch my step here. I talk way too much, don't I? I cannot stop talking, I'm so sorry. But these gels are so easy to manipulate. I love these gels. And fade that up again, that green one. And then I'm going to show you how I did with my ring finger, the French part. So I'm pulling out the magnets, as you can see. And then I flip my magnet over using the round part, a little round part, and just push it up. That is a super easy way to get the French. But even though I did this here, it still ended up slightly crooked, as you probably can see. You see, it's not easy doing this in front of camera. And then I go in with the light pink here from Madame Glam on the whole pinky. And I do that in 2 layers. And that is it for now on my pinky. And you can see it's almost nothing is happening here. It only gives the gel a slightly lighter color. And on my middle finger I just trying to do kind of like a marbling effect, or I fade the 2 colors. This one, the white rubber base here called Thailand, and this light pink Xeijayi gel. So I'm just placing it quite randomly and just blend these 2 colors over and into each other. I did this design on my middle finger and my thumb. I really liked it. So I'm like, why didn't I do this to my whole hand? I would have been much happier. And after this has been blended out and I have activated the magnets in the pink part, I cure it, of course. But then I'm going in with a Glam Resolution and this Dreaming of Dubai and blend them together. Of course, I cannot just pick one of them. I could, but I didn't. Yeah, and I'm blending it together and get all the particles that I want into a glitter. And I just end up using a tiny amount of it. So yeah, I mixed a lot. So I'm just placing these just random. No, actually not random. I never do anything random, do I? It's very highly calculated. And after I place the glitter, I go in with this sponge that will lay the glitter flat, and it will also soak up any bulk of the gel. Not the glitter, just the gel part. And I do this to my middle finger as well. And then I go in and apply a thicker top coat, just because I want to create a smooth surface. I still have some glitter on, so if I had used a very thin top coat, it would still be a little bit bulky. But I could have used a medium top coat. This is a very thick one. So the nails end up being more bulky than I wanted them to be. But you will see how I somewhat fix it later on, at the end of the video actually. But yeah, I applied the top coat. I think I only did this to these 2 nails. I might have done it to all of them. Yeah, I think I did actually. And then I go in with buffer and buff down the nails slightly, because 1, these are starting to get quite thick, and 2, I am going to do some chrome design, so I needed a matte surface. But I also like to use base coat instead of the matte surface, so I'm going to use that as well. So it ended up being lots of layers here, even though I tried to minimize the bulking. And of course wipe away the dust. And then I'm going to use the squeezy gel from Enailcouture here, and this frosting 3D gel from Madame Glam, together with some shells, some pink and green. And I just apply some small dollops of this squeezy gel. These designs that I did here with these shells and the isolated chrome that I'm going to do soon, the design part ended up dominating the nails. So when you are going to see the final result, you will see I filed all the top design off again and reapplied it. But I will show you the steps here on how I did it. But the finished result will be slightly altered. But yeah, here you can see I applied the base, because when I applied these shells, some of that glue is exposed and on the outside of the shells. I cannot buff that, so I'm applying a base coat and the chrome will not stick to base coat. And then I go in with this frosting gel. It's a gel that it does not self-level at all, so it's fairly thick but not solid, but you can get some like squiggly line. It's supposed to look messy and it's supposed to, create like a squiggly border around my cuticles here. So I'm using a thin liner and go over it and create some swirls, and you can see what I do. And once I'm happy, I cure it. Then I go in with the chrome pot and make a mess. And after I apply this chrome, I go in with the clean side of this brush and wipe off the excess chrome. And I cannot get all of it off from my cuticle and sidewalls, so I wait until I'm finished, because when you are applying the top coat and have cured that, you can go in and clean your cuticles and sidewalls with alcohol. And I'm applying this frosting gel around these shells. As you can see, I'm trying to make kind of like a frame. It is supposed to look messy, want it to be as messy as possible. But watch what I do here. I actually go in with my finger and try to wipe off something that is outside of this frame here. And I didn't think of it at the time, but the chrome will also attach to the smeared part of this. But I took a micro brush and wiped it off. It was fine. So just rubbing in the chrome and remove it with a clean brush. I really like doing this. And see how the chrome is not sticking to all of the nail, just these isolated parts. And I do the same on my index finger as I did on the pinky. Do some squiggly line and of course add some chrome at the end. And I mentioned earlier that I didn't like this design as much as I should have done. And I think that was because these were square nails. I much more prefer almond or stiletto nails. I think that was the thing that made it go wrong in my head. But oh well, I'm going to show this design to you anyway. But it took me forever to edit this just because I did not like looking at what I've done. So sorry, it has taken forever to upload this set. So But then I go in with a top coat from Brillbud actually, and I apply this to my middle finger. I guess I'm going to apply this to all my nails. And then of course cure it. And I have applied a couple of metallic beads, you can see, half pearls beads or studs, and I didn't have a recording of it, but you can see I put on some tiny studs here on my index finger, and I am extremely particular on where I'm placing this little small bead. It has to be right in my mind. It's almost crazy actually seeing this. But yeah. And here I only needed a little small pearl and it was so much better in my mind. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Well, you can see my weaknesses. I am detail oriented, for sure. And then I go in with the top coat to the rest of the nails and cover up, of course, the pearl and these studs, because if not, they will fade away, shine and the metallic part of it. And I also go in with the detail brush and around these isolated chrome details or areas, because these are not details, these are so big that they are areas. And here, and same here, cover them with some top coat. And once I'm done doing this, the nails and the design are ready actually, but I go in with my e-file to thin out the free edge and side walls. But first I go in with my hand file and crispen up the side walls. And after I crispen up the side walls, I go in and crisp up the tip of the nails, because they often tend to be like curvy or bulk up. The gel polish may often bulk up at the tip. If I wanted to remove that bulk, I could have filed them down a few millimeters, but I only ended up crisping up the shape at the tip of the nails. So once that is done, I go in with my e-file and this blue abrasive tapered carbide bit, and I thin out the tip or free edge if you like, and I do that almost underneath the whole tip, and I also thin out the sides. And when I'm finished doing this, I will apply a top coat underneath my nails. And this polygel that I have used here, it had mylar flakes in it, so you can see that there are some mylar flakes that is snagging the e-file. And yeah, I will apply top coat underneath all these nails once I'm finished with this step, and then I'm going to cure it. So then these nails are soon finished, so here they are, both my hands. I like doing both my hands lately. It's a change from always go around with the two different hands. But yeah, I do have a couple of designs that I haven't put out yet that I am much more happier with than these. So I hope that the next video will come up a lot quicker than this one. Yeah, I think so. But it is spring and soon summer, so life gets busier. And when you live in a cold climate that I do, the cold, dark winters are perfect for doing nails, but when the spring is coming, the sun is coming, warm weather is coming, we drop everything else and just enjoy the weather. So that means fewer videos, but hopefully you enjoyed this video, even though I was very late uploading it. But if you liked it, please give this video a huge thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do so. And yeah, comment if you like, ask me anything, as long as it is nice. And yeah, also if you want to, you can check out my other social medias. And I will hopefully see you very soon, all of you. So I'm just going to say bye bye for now, everyone. Have a beautiful spring. Bye bye.